Hi everybody, it's Natalie from Not Christmas Autism Girl. Welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'm going to be discussing the roller coaster of Leonard and Penny's relationship from the Big Bang Theory. Spoiler warning, just in case, even though this show came out years ago, I just wanted to warn you there will be spoilers in this video. For Chapter 1, Leonard's infatuation with Penny. Leonard and Penny meet and they're neighbors. And she asked her to lunch, and he was immediately attracted to her and tried to be a good neighbor. And then she asked to do a favor involving her tall ex-boyfriend, who led him to saying he was done with her. But then she hugged him and said she would treat him to dinner. He then declared their babies would be smart and beautiful. This continued in the following episodes, where he tried to impress her and tricked her into going out with him. The first kiss on Halloween, but it was simply because he made her feel better about herself. She later berated him for his toys blocking her from getting to work, so he tended to give it all up until he saw her with another guy. She later threw him his first surprise party, which he didn't make because of something at the hospital, but they still had their first official kiss. Chapter 2, First Date and First Breakup. Penny was heartbroken by her ex posting scandalous things about her on his blog, so Leonard asked her out, which she accepted. But both were nervous, her being aware of his feelings for her, but wanting to lose a friend, and him feeling anxious that he would blow it, and asked Sheldon for advice, and he gave them advice. They went on their first date, but she ended it because she didn't graduate from community college, and she assumed he didn't want to be with someone who was less smart than he was. They then attempted to be friends, where both tried to make the other jealous by dating someone else. Later, she went out with Stuart, the comic book store owner, and he went on a bar to pick up women. That didn't go well. So then later she went with Stuart again, and he tried to sabotage it with bad advice, which later he apologized for. It turns out the advice worked. But then when Stuart and Penny were kissing, she said, "Oh, Penny," and then she was supposed to stay with Stuart, but instead she said, "Oh, Leonard," secretly delighting Leonard. Chapter 3, The Real Relationship. Leonard is invited by Sheldon to go on a 3-month expedition to the North Pole. Penny is upset but hides it. She gives him a blanket with sleeves, said she would miss him, and gives him a long hug. She denies all this meaning anything, but she secretly admits she wishes he wasn't going. When he returns, she's excited and kisses him. She gives her a snowflake from the North Pole, and they begin their relationship, and they date for 6 months, and things seem to be going really well. In Chapter 4, The Second Breakup, Leonard prematurely tells Penny he loves her. She isn't ready to say it back because of past experiences. Tension continues until they break up, until she breaks up with him. Leonard is devastated, even tries to date other women, but isn't happy. Chapter 5, Leonard and Priya. I have to talk about this toxic relationship. I don't want to, but it's part of their story. Raj's sister Priya and Leonard begin a relationship. Where she controls him and makes him do things he doesn't like. She even forbids him to be friends with Penny. I mean, I kind of understand because she doesn't want to see him with his ex-girlfriend while with her, but still, you shouldn't try to control who your boyfriend is friends with. I don't know. Something rubs me the wrong way about it. They continue dating until she moves back to India, where they have a long-distance relationship. They break up when they both cheat, with him even saying she messed up more than he did. Chapter 6, The Beta/Alpha Test. Leonard asks Penny out again after thinking of what could happen if they went out. They agree to an alpha test/beta test, and it goes well for a while. She eventually wants to take it to the next level, but until he proposes while they were sleeping together, making her angry and causing tension. And eventually, which leads us to chapter 7, post-proposal tension. Leonard tells Sheldon about the proposal where he reveals it to the others upon Howard and Bernadette's getting married. This causes Penny to consider breaking up with Leonard, but they stay together. She even tells Sheldon she doesn't want to hurt Leonard when he pleases her with her not to hurt his friend. Later, they continue to have fun together. When he gets jealous of another boy hanging out with her as a friend, she tells him she loves him for the first time, saying, "You know I love you." And then he admits that it was the first time she's ever told him she loves him. Chapter 8, Renewal and Departure of Leonard. After witnessing an ex propose, she has an argument with Leonard about him constantly proposing to her until they reconcile with him saying she has to ask him to marry her when she's ready. And he wants to be swept off his feet. Their relationship continues steadily and remarkably well until Leonard is given an opportunity to work for Stephen Hawking for 4 months, and she tells him to accept. And he leaves after they declare their love for each other. He gives her a heart-shaped locket with his picture, and he leaves. Chapter 9. This is supposed to say chapter 9. He returns and things go steady for a while. She proposes to him while drunk and he refuses, eventually regretting it. She appreciates this and decides to pursue acting full time. He eventually supports her in this despite his initial misgivings, and even buys her a car to help her get to her auditions when hers breaks down. Chapter 10, The Engagement. After being fired from a movie, she proposes, telling him he's a smart decision. He hesitates because he thinks it's only because she got fired and feels sorry for himself. She says that that's not true. It only needs him to be happy. He accepts, and they then proposes properly, and they are engaged. They stay engaged for a year without setting a wedding date. One day, Sheldon pressures them about this, and they decide to get married that night in Las Vegas. Chapter 11/12, Post-marriage tension. They get married, but Leonard reveals he drunk kissed another woman while on his expedition, causing tension and fighting. Eventually, he realizes he was trying to sabotage the relationship because he doesn't think he deserves her. She calls it an excuse, but then says she is afraid he will leave her for someone smarter, more like him. He says that he doesn't understand why she's dating him, why she's with him, so why would he want to be with someone like him? But they reconcile and stay married. Chapter 12/13, Married Life. They are married and live together, but his mother comes in town and reveals she was insulted by not being invited to her son's wedding. They have a second wedding ceremony for her and stay together despite occasional disagreements. Chapter 14. After Amy and Sheldon receive the Nobel Prize, Penny goes out drinking with Sheldon and conceives a baby with Leonard accidentally. They keep a secret for a while, but eventually tells Sheldon, who is afraid of her being sick, who is more concerned for himself, but eventually tells them their baby will be smart and beautiful, as stated by Leonard in the first episode. So, conclusion, final thoughts. What do I think about this couple? I'm a big fan, despite the roller coaster they take us on and all the on and off again stuff. It actually it's a good kind of on and off again, I guess, because they end up together at the end. You know, some on and off again relationships, you're like, they break up, like Ricky and Zane. And yeah. But at least they end up married and having a baby together, even though we don't see the baby. But still, I'm very grateful for that. It's also really cool they ended up together, considering how much Leonard loved her from the beginning, and how much her love for him grew and changed over the years. So, in the end, in conclusion, this is my number 5 couple right now. I really do like it, and I hope you like it too. Please let me know your thoughts on Leonard and Penny in the comments below, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and like it, please. It means a lot to me. Thank you. Bye.